Hey guys, God bless you all. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week and a wonderful Superman Christmas. We're here, guys. Santa Claus has arrived. And Superman is here to stay. Let's talk about the movie. Just literally came back from watching it. Over here's like midnight, and the movie ended around an hour and a half ago. So I've been sitting on it for an hour and a half. So what do I think? I love it, guys. I love it. 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 This movie plays out, and it's been said, I think, multiple times by multiple reviewers, multiple channels, multiple people here on YouTube and everywhere else on the internet. This does feel like an episode of Justice League Unlimited. It does have that vibe. It plays out like a comic book more so than your traditional comic book movie. It's literally a comic book movie, turned live action. It almost plays out like a live action Looney Tunes, if that makes sense, than anything else. So it reminds me a little bit of Raven the Bold, the Batman show. It has a wonderful, wonderful array of different types of canvas characters, if you could say that. I think the standout of the bunch is obviously Mr. Terrific. I did love a lot Guy Gardner for, the little time that he had. Also, I think Hawkgirl did it pretty well. There's not a whole lot about her in the movie, so bear with me here. Jimmy Olsen's pretty awesome. Miss Tess Mager, she was really cool, and they kind of did a thing there. It was really interesting, and what they ended up doing with her was pretty cool. But I think the dynamic here actually plays out very well, is the relationship that Superman and Lois have, and it's pretty interesting. It to me, it really elevated his story to another level and give it meaning. I think also, I want to say Lex Luthor, man, Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor, he knocked it out of the park. It's very much, and it's he took inspiration from Gene Hackman, the version of the character, and he's over the top. I see a little bit of Jesse Eisenberg there. He's over the top a little bit, but not that much. He is very dangerous. He is, he does something in the film that really, really goes hard. And I've been seeing that a lot of people are saying oh, Superman's getting his butt handed to him. Guys, it's part of the story. In this movie, a plan is concocted to, put Superman in that position. Even in the beginning of the movie, it's kind of explained, oh, so and so just lost this and this for the first time. That really ended up being such an interesting topic and such an interesting pivot point of the film. I think what Lex Luthor really represents is the antithesis of Superman in this movie. It really shook me to the core what ended up happening with that character when they end up doing it. So it's pretty interesting, and the fact that Superman's so willing and so pure of heart, almost like a kid, he trusts everybody. So it's very interesting with him. So other than that, guys, I think the movie had an interesting pacing. I think the pacing was really interesting. I think it was zooming by. We were left wanting more. I think they need to focus on this type of stuff. And yeah, I mean, the movie's pretty awesome, guys. I think after this, honestly, guys, this might be my favorite Superman movie. Um, I do want to stress out that this movie actually felt like it had a longer story, overarching, and it just feels like they told James Gunn to like cut it down to a more manageable time. Maybe we'll get to see that and like a 4K release, digital release. Um, Hopefully that's the case, because what. But it's interesting because he ended up like what he filmed, everything was gold. Like I've noticed people talking about like pacing issues. I did not notice like the pacing, and it like an inherent issue with the pacing. It does move quick. It's definitely a more fast-paced movie, and yeah, I mean it's a 2 hour and 9 minute runtime film, so it's interesting, like because it felt like an hour and a half, but it moves quick. Um, but it does feel like it was cut down significantly from like the initial cut. My guess, and I've heard like multiple people talk about this, that he had like a 2 hour and 40 minute runtime, almost like Guardians 3. It had a long runtime. So yeah, it's something very interesting. I've heard from multiple people that initially the structure was like one like a week within his life, so it would go like every day, and then that quickly like shifted, when it came to like editing, because it's like how they say like the movie's edited, like written like couple times, and one of those moments that you write it, it's in the editing. So yeah, I mean, it's still it's very minor. There's a really good twist also in this movie that was left like ambiguous by the end of it, because it ties in directly to like the development of Superman's character in this universe. Um, it feels very invincible like, and when you watch it, you'll notice it. Yeah, like you'll know what I'm talking about. We're gonna do like a spoiler talk down the line on the weekend, so um, get more in depth. But guys, this movie was incredible. Um, I think I haven't felt this excited for a Superman movie or a superhero movie in general since I was a kid going to see Spider-Man 1. And I was like around, how old was I? Like 6, 7 years old. I was like 5, 6, 7. I can't remember how old I was back then. But I do remember the feeling that that movie had. This to me feels like that. Everything from the marketing, from the product placement, everything about this movie really reminds me of that era. And it's incredible, guys. It's so cool to live this once again in my lifetime, and I'm pushing 30 and I'm like, okay. And feeling like a kid again, it was just incredible. I do want to say like another like really cool bit was the parents, mom, pa, Kent, and how their raising of Clark kind of like affected Superman's character and decision making. And we see a little bit of that in the trailers. I'm not gonna give too much away because there'll be spoilers, but their dynamic was really, really cool with him. They're not that much in the film, but they're awesome. Yeah, I mean, The movie's awesome. There's 2 post-credit scenes, so stick around for those. They're interesting. They're very interesting. I really love the robots. I think Alan Tudyk did a great job voicing number 4 and what he brought to the table. Overall, this movie's amazing. And as I keep thinking about it, like I said before, the movie just keeps getting better and better and better. And it keeps growing. Keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So 10 out of 10 again, guys. 10 out of 10. To me, it's a wonderful movie. It's a wonderful masterpiece. It goes on my masterpiece chart alongside with Transformers 1. So, dude, this is awesome. I am so flabbergasted and speechless and how awesome and how much fun I had watching this movie. I cried, I cheered, I clapped. It was awesome. And I got to see it in the biggest screen, IMAX, and the crowd was awesome too. What a time to be a Superman fan. I really do see a bright future for DC. I really do see like DC rising from the ashes like the Phoenix and overtaking the superhero genre. I do see them pivoting and I do see them making more serious tones down the line. More emotional down the line, and if they do like a sequel, hopefully sooner than later, I do see them like doing a more like playing to their strengths more than just like see what, experiment things. So yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing, guys. Question is for you guys. You saw it. Have you not seen it? Are you planning on watching it on the weekend? Comment down below. Let me know. And remember, guys, keep it civil, keep it safe. We're all friends here, okay? If you like it, if you didn't like it, just explain, why. And your opinion matters. You matter. Yeah. Just keep it civil. You guys have been awesome with that, and love you guys. God bless you all. And remember, till all are one. Bye-bye, guys.